Greetings, true believers, and welcome to another edition of the Big Brother Happy Hour. My name is Jordan Parhar, and as always, I'm joined by some Big Brother house guests. And today, I've got a special treat for you. Today, we're not going to be talking about Big Brother. We're talking about Survivor today because we've got a lot of people on my cast of Big Brother. We call ourselves the BBCan Dorks. We used to podcast in the Big Brother house about Survivor and all these different things. So I figured, why not preview Survivor with that same cast of characters? So we're here today. We're going to talk some Survivor 31. We're going to do a little preseason draft. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited. I'm joined with a great cast of characters. So let's go around the table here. First off is a man who is beloved by all. He is a baby card shark in training, and he is a triple eviction victim. It's the great Kevin Martin. Kevin, how the hell are you doing?
Oh my God, man, I'm so excited. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I mean, I'm back with my friends. Survivor is my favorite television show. I always like Big Brother, but I am a true Survivor super fan. So let's go. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
All right, I'm excited. As Ginger Ninja would say, let's go! This is going to be good. It's going to be good. Next on the docket is a great man. He's one of my favorite super fans out there. He is somebody who I ruined my game on Big Brother Canada, but I also ruined this man's game as well. And the fact that he still loves me and is my friend goes to show how great of a person he is. It's his power of veto, and he's going to do what he wants with it. It's Johnny Colatruglio, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Jordan. Hey, guys. How's it going?
Great to see you, Johnny. Okay, next on the docket. She's the winner of Big Brother Canada 3. One of my favorite stoners out there. I love her very much. Very knowledgeable. I have lots of favorite stoners, Sarah. Oh, she's an amazing woman. I love her so much. It's the great Sarah Hanlon, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah, how the hell are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. This is fantastic. Us BBCan Dorks here.
This is going to be so much fun, guys. I'm really excited. We've got the chat room going on RHAPpy.com, so definitely leave your comments in there. Also, tweet us and leave us your questions if you have them. You can tweet myself. I am at Jordan Parhar. Johnny is at J Colatruglio. Kevin is at Kevin Rob Martin. And Sarah is at Flats Hanlon. Tweet us your questions for this podcast. We're going to do a little Survivor preseason draft. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this. Use the hashtag RHAPpy. And, yeah, let's get into this. This is going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'm super excited to be here to talk some Survivor with you guys. After talking Big Brother all summer and not talking about anything else, today we're talking about something different.
Yeah.
So Sarah had a rough day at work, so
yes.
she's a little stressed out. She's going to have some fun talking here. Kevin, Johnny, I'm sure you guys are. I've had a really, really busy day. I was at the Big Brother Canada open casting call, so I'm really tired and I've been scrambling all over the place. But I've been looking forward to this moment right here talking with you guys all day long. So
agreed.
Very, very excited. Okay, so how this is going to work, guys, is we're each going to pick players that we think are going to win Survivor Cambodia's second chance. We're going to take the people that we think are going to, not who we think is going to, go far or whatever. It's who you think is going to make it to that final tribal council and win the game. And I'm going to preface this by saying we don't know any spoilers, so you don't have to worry about that. None of us are spoiled or anything like that. So no one's going to have the cheats or anything and know who to pick and all that stuff. So no need to tune out or be worried about that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go each. There's 4 of us. There's 20 castaways. So we're going to take 5 people each on our team. So it's going to be a snake draft. So one of us is going to pick first. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the next round, it's going to be 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on and so forth. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to get this thing going. Now, I had this big elaborate thing planned on how we were going to determine the draft order earlier today, but because I was so busy, I didn't actually have time to come up with a Survivor trivia game that I was going to roll with. So instead, I'm going to go with a classic problem and game for you guys, the 3 of you, to determine who's going to pick the draft order. And that is picking a number between 1 and 10,000.
Oh.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so you guys are each going to pick a number between 1 and 10,000. Whoever gets closest to the number is the winner, okay? That's how it's going to work, and you are going to do that person. is going to have the power to control the draft order. So it's a lot of power here. So Johnny, since you're my boy, I'm going to let you go first. Johnny, between 1 and 10,000, what's your number?
7,673.
7,673.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Let's go across the board. Kmart, you're up.
Hey, let's say the lower end, 2,794.
2,794. Okay, you guys remember your numbers because I'm not going to.
I feel like
Sarah
Kevin
Hanlon,
should have
you're
gone
up.
last because he'd like play the numbers and he'd pick the perfect in-between number.
Always playing the odds, of course. Yeah, of course.
So I'm gonna try to do that and do it poorly probably and pick 5,000.
5,000, just 5,000 straight up?
Yeah.
Okay, and Johnny,
Kevin's like-
Johnny, your number was which?
7,500 and something. I don't remember.
7,500 and something. We're gonna go with it. And the winner of this contest, finally, this guy probably should have won our season. It's the great Johnny Colatruglio. The correct answer was 6969 because I'm a 12-year-old. So,
I'm shocked you didn't get it right on the head.
so Johnny, you can decide the draft order. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go last? Do you want to make me go last? Because I screwed you over on Big Brother? What do you want to do, my friend? It's your decision. You determine who picks where.
Let's have Sarah, our winner, go first.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Followed by Kevin.
I'll take it. Thanks, man.
And then JP, and then myself.
All right. Okay, sweet. Thanks, Johnny. All right, I'm liking the third pick. Okay, so guys, we're gonna get this draft going. So you heard it. Sarah Hanlon's on the clock. She's gonna be making the first pick. But before we do that, remember, tweet us your questions and leave some comments on the YouTube video because we want to hear your thoughts. We want to know what you guys are thinking about this season. Towards the end of the show, we're going to take your questions, and I'm really looking forward to getting into that and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget to do that. And also, if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up at the end of this thing. We would really appreciate that on YouTube. Subscribe to Reality TV RHAP-ups on YouTube, and subscribe to the Big Brother RHAPpy Hour on iTunes as well. Go to robhasawebsite.com/RHAPpy Hour. Sarah Hanlon, you're up. Who's your pick? First
I'm
overall.
so excited that I get first pick because I know you're saying we should pick people who are going to win and not people who we like, but I think this person is going to win because I like them so much. His name is Stephen Fishbach.
Oh, Stephen Fishbach. All right, off the board, number 1 pick. And I think that this is an excellent pick. Sarah, why don't you give us some analysis here? Why'd you go with Steven number 1 overall?
He's so smart, and I feel like if anybody's going to come out of the game, like we know now how much perspective you have on like these kind of social games when you come out of the house, and if anybody has like stewed on that and been able to really come up with an awesome strategy, it's going to be my man Steven. Plus, I just love him. So he has to win.
I love Steven too. I don't know if he's going to win this game just because I'm a little scared that he's going to have a big target on his back just because of the whole Survivor know-it-alls and all this kind of stuff. But I'm with you. If I'm picking who I love the most, I'm taking Spencer or I'm taking Stephen Fishbach. So nice job there. Johnny, what do you think about this pick? Do you think that I'm overreacting a little bit thinking that Steven's going to have this target on his back, or do you think that Sarah made the wise choice at number 1 overall?
I really like him as well. I think he played a flawless game the first time around. I think the only thing he may have screwed up on was who he took to the final 2 with him, being JT. So, at the end of the day, that's going to be a big target on his back. But at the same time, there are a lot of people in there who have done, a lot of messed up things. A lot of people who have backstabbed and have gone far in the game, and their true colors have shown on their first stab at the game. So, is he going to be any worse than anyone else? I don't know. He's also stayed connected in the Survivor and reality world, and I believe he does like podcasts, and he really knows all of these people very well. So that could come and play to his advantage. So I think it's a good pick. I think Sarah hit the nail on the head with this one.
Yeah, and before people eviscerate us in the comments section, JT took Steven to the final 2
yes,
token machines,
sorry,
Johnny. Sorry to be that guy, but
No,
someone else in the comments is going to do that to us.
30-something seasons. God, people, I can't remember everything.
Amazing. All right, Kev, what do you think about that? Do you like Steven? Do you like the runner-up of Survivor Choke and Cheens being
He's
the
definitely
first overall
an above
pick?
average pick, but number one out of everyone on the board, I wouldn't have went that way personally. But I mean, I've been wrong before, and I mean, I trust Sarah's opinion. Steven could win. He has a chance.
Interesting selection. Yeah, I like it. What do you think about the
First
idea?
round
Still
pick,
got
but
the dweeb thing going on.
He does have the dweep thing, but here's the thing with Steven, though. Steven's like a bigger guy. I mean, he's not a Jordan Parhar or
Jordan,
Ian
you're
Terry.
that guy too. The sneaky muscles.
No, Sarah Hanlon. I disagree. That's what Ginger Ninja tried to convince people of on like day 3 when we were doing yoga, but nuh-uh. But we're not talking about Big Brother Canada 3. But I don't know. I feel like there was like interviews where people were kind of thinking about targeting him. Andrew Savage said that Stephen Fishback was the one person that he wanted to go after right away. So I'm not sure. Johnny, do you think maybe he could be the first one out? Do you think he's got some of that risk, or no? Do you think he's just going to be so good socially that we got nothing to worry about in that regard?
I don't think he'll be the first one out. I think he's smart enough to be able to talk his way out of that. But he could be a very early target just because of his history with the game and everything. So, but I'm hoping he could just get his bearings. He can leverage some of those relationships with these people that some of them he knows, and hopefully use it and really play a great game all over again. So.
I agree. Now, it's going to be fun to watch. I'm excited. Sarah, I like the pick, and it's funny, we're talking about Stephen Fishback on the BBCan Dorks, and now he's on Survivor again, and it's amazing. So I'm very excited. Nicely done with that first pick. I can't fault you for it. Kevy Webby, you're up next, my friend. Number 2 overall, who you taking?
great pick, Sarah. Thankfully, my favorite to win the whole entire game is still on the board. I'm going to go to the female side. God, I just have so much hope for this person. To win an All-Star season, you've got to be ruthless. And what is more ruthless than voting out your mother? Give me Sierra Easton for the win. I really, really believe she had a few things wrong in her game the first time. She can come back. She's not going to be a threat. She's going to get in a line. She's going to go to the end. She can backstab a few people. She can win this game. Give me Sierra. I believe in her so much.
That's really... Yeah, I like the pick. And that's Rob Sesternino's winner pick after he, on the Survivor 31 preview podcast, now early in the summer, he chose Kelly Wigglesworth, but on second thought, he decided with Sierra Easton. I like the move. Sarah, what do you think about Kevin going in that direction? Because in my mind, I feel like Sierra might have a target on her back because of she's being labeled as this strategist, and Jeff Probst has given her all this praise before. Do you think that that's something that's going to make people be jealous of her and want to target her early on?
Yeah, maybe. Like, if you're going to vote out your mom, you're going to do anything to win the game, right? So that is going to be the folklore of her. And plus, I remember when watching the season being like, does that really make sense, though? It's crude and everything, but I mean, that's like the number one person who's going to have your back. So, like, it's a gamble, and sometimes it can work out or not. But, like I say, it's kind of like a gamble. But when I was scrolling down the list, I did see her as someone who, she's smart, she's cunning, and I think she'll, like, adapt well. So I think it's a really good pick.
Johnny, what do you think about this? Do you like the pick of Sierra, and do you think that she's going to have that target on her back? Because, yeah, Sarah brings up some good points, but I don't know, 4th place finisher on Survivor Blood versus Water. I mean, I don't know, right?
I think this is a great pick. I mean, like Kevin said, she voted out her own mom. She's ruthless. She will do what it takes to get further in the game. She played I thought she played a really great social game the first time around. She had those few flaws throughout that she made, and the other thing that's interesting to note is with Monica being in the cast. Wasn't Monica not tightly aligned with Sierra's mom the first time around, Laura? And so that could be an instant connection there right off the hop. So that's something interesting that you need to watch for, because at any point, are they on the same tribe or not? I have no idea. But if they are, and even if they're split, and they end up coming together at some point, that could be an instant connection. And both those people, both Monica and Sierra, I think they have what it takes to be ruthless and cut people. And So I think this is a good pick. She could be a threat off the hop, but I feel like she could fall back because there's so many other bigger people, bigger threats that are kind of standing up in the forefront.
Yeah, it's interesting, Johnny, that you bring that up about the Monica Padilla connection to Sierra. And yes, they are both together on the Bayon tribe.
There we
So
go.
early on in the game, I feel like they're set, both of those people. And speaking of Monica Padilla, I have the third pick in the draft. And in the pre-show, when Sarah Hanlon was fumbling to find headphones at her house and ultimately she gave up on it, Kevin and I were talking, and Kevin said, you know, JP, I think Monica is your number one pick. And you know what, Kev? You're right. Monica Padilla, lock it in. She is my number 3 pick. I love Monica Padilla. I think she's going to crush this season. And the fact that she's somebody that was really, she hasn't been on the show in a while. She was on Survivor Samoa, which aired in 2009. So not everybody's going to be the most familiar with her. And 2, I feel like Monica isn't really looked at as a huge strategist and a threat, when in reality, I think she has that in her. We saw that on her season. She had some good ideas. She was weak in the challenges, but I know she was working out and stuff before going on the show after listening to some of her pregame interviews and all that kind of stuff. So give me Monica Padilla. I'm feeling the pick. Kev, what do you think about that? Do you think I'm crazy?
No. She was definitely up there. If she was there in the second round, I would have grabbed her myself. She's definitely up there. Again, I just think these cunning females have such an advantage going into this season because they're not going to be looked at like a physical threat, like maybe someone like Joe or someone else, but they have it up there. I think Monica was going to – she was there in the second round. I was going to take her, but great pick, Jordan. I like it.
Now, Sarah, what do you think about this notion that – and Kev brings up a good point, these women that are very cunning – if we look at the all-star seasons that we've had, the true all-star seasons, we've had 2. We've had Survivor All-Stars Season 8, and we've had Survivor Heroes vs. Villains Season 20. Both times we had a woman win that game. Do you think that by default and by just history, a woman is just destined to win this season, or do you and that's why Sierra and Monica might be good picks, or do you think that this is finally the time in which we see a man emerge on one of these seasons and take home the $1 million?
Maybe I think you're right in noting. I think there's something different in an all-star season that happens with the females, where because often we see in Survivor the opposite of kind of Big Brother, in which no matter who is screwing up the challenges, the women get blamed, like the smallest women get blamed. And we've seen like other people, like I can't think of a specific example, but there's quite clearly sometimes other people who made a mistake, couldn't shoot a ball, and that ends up being why people lose. But it's just like, oh, we need to keep the tribe strong, so let's eliminate like the weakest, which may be like the smaller women. But in All Stars, I mean, they're like a high, like, you know, they're very sought after All Stars, right? So a lot of them are like super fit and seen as like more maybe less detrimental. Like, and I think when they're there in All Stars, they've had that time to look back and really kind of realize, well, was it the women who were slowing us down at the beginning, or was it this dickhead?
Yeah, but no,
so
I mean,
maybe that's what happens in All Stars. So I would love to see another woman win All Stars.
So you wouldn't want to see Dan Foley win All Stars, Sarah?
I love everybody.
No, come on, why not? I mean, you're never going to see Dan Foley ever. If you want to throw shade, now's the time, Sarah.
Dan Foley, maybe this is going to be redemption, though. So I give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Maybe
maybe if only Dan Foley was on this season, that could have been great, and we could have seen him saying that he wants to punch Shireen in the face again and all, all this other BS.
He's just trying to be nice, Parr. Truly.
So
he truly is.
So Dan, you say that you don't have that attitude towards women, and you're not like that. Yet you're wearing a shirt that says "male escort" on it. Well, Jeff, no, this is just a nice shirt, and I like it, and it's nice, and there's nothing wrong with that. Dan Foley, what a guy. Johnny, let's keep this train rolling. Fourth pick, who you got?
So I'm gonna go back to a more recent season, one of my favorites in the last few that we've had. This player was overall very well-rounded. It's a female because I love my ladies, and I think they're going to have a really good chance at this game. She's strong.
No.
I don't think she's going to be up at the forefront of people target-wise. I'm going to go with Tasha Fox.
No.
She played a fantastic game. She has what it takes. She won competition. She played a fantastic social game. She dealt with a horrible tribe that just got decimated and still seemed to make it quite deep into the game. I have high hopes for her, especially with some of the people that are in there with her. So.
Yeah, the famous Luzon tribe from Survivor Cagayan, which is arguably the worst tribe of all time, next to the post-merge tribe or the post-swap tribe that Colton was on in Survivor One World, and the Morgan tribe in Survivor Pearl Islands.
Yes.
Kevin, your reaction says it all there. You clearly love Tasha as well. What about Tasha makes you really like her chances of doing well on this season?
Just like Johnny said, she was on one of the worst tribes in history and actually was still a threat to win the game, and that's very, very rare. When you usually have a tribe that awful, it's really hard for you to break out. Like Denise Stapley is the only other person I can think of that really came out of a bad tribe as strong as Tasha Fox did, and she was my next pick. So I mean, I'm heartbroken. I was just like, she was my love. I was gonna go with her, and then now we'll have to get another one of these guys. But great pick, Johnny. Great pick.
It's Foxy Tasha on Twitter. Sarah, what do you think about this? And do you think that Tasha, yes, she's a sixth-place finisher, she's an immunity threat, but she's surrounded by a lot of people from her season. She's got Spencer there, she's got Wu there, she's got Cass there. Do you think that that's going to help her, or do you think that the Cagayan people are going to kind of go off and do their own thing?
Hopefully that would be. I'd love to see that group too. I love the picks from Cagayan, and I was going to pick Tash, too. She's just cunning, and she just always knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Despite, sometimes you can have all the right plays and just never be in, the power position to make any of them. And so with the second round, she can't be dealt that terrible luck again, so.
I agree. But again, you never know. I mean, some people just have bad luck, and that's just the thing. But I'm with you. I think that it'll be interesting to see Tasha play this game, hopefully from the front, not from behind, because it's tough to play from behind, especially on Survivor when it's such a short. It's 39 days. It's not Big Brother where you're there for so long. You've only got so much time to do some damage. Johnny, you've got back-to-back picks because this is a snake-style draft. So let's hear your fifth pick in this draft.
I think I'm going to go all the way back. I'm going to go back to a very early season, one of my all-time favorite seasons of Survivor. And I'm going to go with Jeff Varner from the Australian Outback. Jeff's an old guy coming back in comparison to, when he first played the game. But I think Jeff was playing a great game in Australia. He got screwed over by Kimmy, as far as I'm concerned, and she happens to be there for him to duke it out with all over again. So that should be interesting to watch. But I feel like he has it in him to go the distance. He was, he made it. What place was he in? He was
10th place.
10th-ish?
Yeah, 10th place on Survivor Australia.
So I mean, he went far enough to still know the game. I feel like he could take it all the way this time around. He's not one of those people who are known for being, the backstabbers or anything like that. But I think he has what it takes. So I think he's a good pick.
Yeah, I like the decision. Jeff Varner is a good one, and I don't know if you guys have been aware of this, but Jeff he's talked a lot about his pre-game alliances, and we won't get into depth too much about those because I know people don't really not want to know a ton of information that are listening to this. But what do you think about the idea of pre-game alliances, Sarah? Do you think that that's a really good way to go, or do you think that that's something that if you mess with it a little bit too much? Because Jeff has made a lot of preseason alliances. I'll just tell you that for right now. Do you think that could ultimately bite him in the butt because he's just going to be – everyone's going to think that, oh, he's with us, but then quickly they're going to figure out, wait a sec, hold on, you've got an alliance with this person and this person and this person?
And the first thing people are going to say is, hey, did Varner come up to you? Did Varner send you an email 3 weeks ago? Because, you're not the only one who's getting that email. I wonder if it was like forward, forward, forward. It's just interesting to see. It'd be really interesting to see how these things pan out. I don't think it's like Big Brother too. Like if you come in and you try to do the first 5 thing, like that very rarely works because then you get to know each other. And while these people know each other a little bit, so it kind of changes the dynamic in All Stars. Survivor is very much like, I mean, you misplaced your socks and then everybody's fighting. Like, who knows what's going to happen that's going to split these alliances up really soon. So.
Yeah, I'm going to burn Jason's socks, and it's just going to be massive chaos, man. I'm the greatest player of all time. Not Boston Rob. Kevin, do you think I'm the greatest player of all time?
I'm double checking my list. Why is Russell Hans not on here?
Well, the title of the season is Second Chances.
Not
so.
Fourth Chances.
Right.
Fourth Chances, we'll see Russell come back.
Next season. All right, guys. It's a great finale. This has been awesome. Survivor, Second Chances. Unbelievable. We're going to talk to the winner of whoever, and after, we're going to preview our next season, Survivor 32. Fourth Chances. Jeff Probst to the end of the season. That'd be awesome.
Too many chances.
Yeah.
Too many chances. Kev, as somebody who likely is going to be going back to Big Brother one day, are you going to... No, just a serious question. As someone who's likely going back to Big Brother one day, do you like the idea of making a pregame alliance, or do you think that that's a bad idea? Should you just kind of just not do anything, wait till you hit the mat, and then go from there?
I think it comes across as superficial and really, really, you know what I mean? I don't think it comes off very strong. I myself probably wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I do not have... I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I myself wouldn't, and I wouldn't do it.
I really put you on the spot.
Well, you really put me on the spot there. As someone likely to go back to Big Brother, god damn, man, that's like, jeez, get the spotlight away from me.
You're so cute.
Well, that's nicely done, Kev. Now nobody.
Oh wait, this all doesn't matter anyway because Mertz Jafar just control all of this.
Yes, Mertz controls the pregame alliances. Yeah, Mertz is running this season, guys. Like Mertz made all these pregame alliances, like him and like Troyzan, T-Bird, like all those guys were working together before they didn't make it. And you know, honestly, if they made it on, like it would have been all Mertz. Poor Mertz. Okay. Well, Kevin, by the way, thank you. You're doing a very good job of covering up our pregame alliance for when we do Big Brother Canada 33 Season 3 do-over. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. I'm next on the clock, and I actually don't know who I want to pick because, Johnny, you made 2 great picks there. Jeff Varner, who is actually who I was going to take. This is a little bit tough here. I am going to go... Oh man, see now I understand where Sarah was at in that I want to take who my favorite is, but at the same time I don't think this person's going to win. So instead, I'm going to take someone who I think who has a better chance of winning this game, and that is she's fresh off of Survivor Worlds Apart. She did a great job. She got in a really good spot right away. And we talked about Tasha playing from behind. This person played from the front for about 1 vote, and the rest of it was playing from behind. And that's Shireen. Yeah! Shireen did a great job on Survivor Worlds Apart. And I really think that Shireen has some Cochrane potential in her because her first time around, she kind of finished middle of the pack. She didn't have a chance to run things, and I think she really understands this game. She's a huge super fan. She's very cerebral, and I think that people, they might think, oh yeah, well whatever, that's just Shireen. Shireen didn't really have a chance to show her stuff. So I like Shireen, and I think she's got a chance if she can make it to that final 3 of having a good solid case for winning the game, and I think that she would do very well in that scenario because of her corporate background. Sarah, clearly you like the pick. Explain why you also are in my corner with the Shireen pick.
Love the pick. Was about to pick her. It's going to be the Cochrane tail.
Yeah, right? I think that's it. I mean, just the difference is she didn't have Coach Ben Wade her last time.
Right. And she, like you're saying, she has that quirkiness to her. That people are going to, oh, that's just Shireen. But she's useful for the moment. Like, she was really good at always just being useful to people. Even though, like you're saying, she played from behind. But, and they, oh my God, just it was heartbreaking to watch the relationship dynamics there. And so if she could have made it through that and still did as good as she did, I think, because like you go in with perspective, like I said, these people aren't going to bully her. There's no way, right? Because they already have seen what like that kind of looks like, and it's not pretty.
Could you imagine if like somebody was bullying her like right after that? It would feel so bad for Shireen. That'd be the worst. Oh,
Let's hope there's no pre-game alliances that are anti-Shireen.
I hope not, because Shireen's great. Or could you imagine there's a pregame alliance? Okay, we're just gonna be like bullying Shireen the whole time. That would be terrible if that happened. But I love Shireen. She's a fellow Rob as a podcast fan, so I gotta go with the RHAP loyalty here with this pick, and I think Shireen's gonna do very well.
Love the pick.
Kevin Martin, you are up next, my friend. You have the number 7 overall pick in the Survivor Cambodia draft.
Number 7. And I'm very happy this person's still on the list. My first pick was a female, and I'm going to go with another female. I just think the dynamics favor the females in these All-Star seasons. She was barely on the show. I don't know how she got on the second ballot here, because she was one of the most forgettable characters, but she got on. She ran a great campaign to come back. Give me Kelly Wentworth, baby.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Excellent pick. Excellent pick. That was the other person I was debating about taking. I love Kelly Wentworth. Also, huge RHAP fan. So, Kelly, shout out to you. Also, you live in Seattle, so you're not too far from me. So, call me sometime. I would love to hang out with you.
Go, JP!
Is it terrible that this woman is the only woman or person on the whole thing that I just like really have no recollection of?
That's great. That's why I'm picking her.
But that's,
Yeah.
I agree with you, right? Like, guys, let's think about Survivor All-Stars. Who is the one person that was so forgettable that you wouldn't remember? It was Amber, and she won, right?
Yeah.
So Kelly Wentworth, 14th place in Survivor San Juan del Sur. She was she ultimately got screwed because she got on a tribe with her dad, Dale, and I love Dale. Dale is amazing. Dale, if you're listening to this, I love you. At FarmGuy69 on Twitter. Best Twitter handle of all time. But yes, Dale was great, and I think the problem was that he kind of rubbed some people the wrong way, and people viewed Dale and Kelly as a threat. I think Kelly being on her own is really going to help her out, and I think that's a really nice pick, Kevin, and I could easily see her walking away as the winner of this game, no problem. Johnny, what do you think about Kelly? Because Sarah has no recollection of who she is.
I completely agree. She's a complete wild card. Because she was such an early boot, we didn't get to see much of her and see how well she would have adapted to the game. In an all-star season with these big people, big personalities, she's one of those people that I think can slide right under the radar. And if you can slide right under the radar in a big game like this and get your way towards the end of it, she just needs to step up, and she's a very physical gal. I think she could kick some butt in competitions, and she could take her way all the way to the end. So I think this is a great pick.
And I think another thing to think about as well with this is that she's also got Jeremy Collins there from her season, Survivor San Juan del Sur, and they were in an alliance together. So I feel like if, for whatever reason, they can meet up at the merge, I think they automatically have that relationship. It's kind of unspoken. They don't need a little pregame alliance. They already have that. So I think that is also going to really help Kelly out as well. Sarah Hanlon, you've got 2 picks in a row, my friend, number 8 and number 9. Who are you going to take at number 8 overall?
Speaking of San Juan del Sur, I like our boy Jeremy Collins.
All right.
Yeah, I may be picking like threats or people who aren't going to fly. Like he's not going to fly under the radar. But I feel like I like the second chance of his. He's not going to have like the wife thing to deal with, like which got his brain kind of right from the get-go. That was because they put her to exile right away, right? So he was always kind of just playing slightly half himself, right? So I like the firefighter alliance. Like he knows how to get to people, and I really loved him off the bat. And I like what you just went there with this, because if they can team up and she's really under the radar, maybe that's his ticket.
And another thing to be brought up, I forgot to mention Keith Nail, Stick to the Plan. Who can forget about him? Also from that season.
That was the worst tribal council ever.
Oh my God! It's shocking no one's picked our boy Keith yet.
I'm honestly stunned. Keith is the greatest strategist that has ever played this game. So, I mean, even better than Russell Hantz. So, I don't know how Keith has not been taken.
Yeah.
But
I say we stick to the plan.
and then the funny part was after he's like, ha ha ha, like he laughed like that after, and it's so funny. Oh man, watch that. If you haven't seen that on YouTube, go watch that again. I'm gonna do that as soon as this video is over. Keith Nail is amazing. All right, Johnny, what do you think? Or let's go. Yeah, what do you think about this, Johnny? Jeremy Collins. Do you think that because he had a good start, he seemed to be set up very well. He had a kind of this winner's edit during Survivor San Juan del Sur. Do you think that this is the time where he puts it together, or do you think that I don't know, Jeremy's such a huge threat and people are going to want to go after him right away?
I mean, all-around likable guy, fantastic edit. He had that winner's edit going for him. What's there not to like about Jeremy? Unfortunately, I think he's going to end up with the same sort of fate that he had in his first season. He'll be a middle-of-the-pack boot, I think. He'll just be axed, and that's it. I don't know if he has it in him to play a fantastic strategic game, which is going to be required in this all-star cast. I don't know if he has it. So that's my thoughts. I think he's a good pick. I like him. He's a nice guy. I just don't think he has what it takes to win, though.
Interesting. Kevin, what do you think about Alec Beal's winner pick, Jeremy Collins? Is he going to make the merge? And if so, do you think he has any chance of making it to the final three?
No. Again, like someone who had a winner's edit their first season who was viewed as a big threat, I just don't. I mean, the pickings are getting thin, so I understand the pick, but again, I just don't see it. I don't see it. I'd be shocked if he won this game.
Interesting. Now, it's funny, Sarah. You've gone very. You're going with guys that if they're in the final three are winning 100%, no matter what. So I'm excited to see who you're going to take at number 9 overall.
I'm going with it still, and you guys are going to call me crazy. And this is crazy, too, because normally my draft picks, I mean, not that I'm biased or anything, but sometimes they tend to be women-dominated.
Yes.
But I can't help, like, I just am really, I love Survivor characters, and I just, like, get attached to them, and I can't not pick them. So, like, if Bob Crowley was here, I'd be picking Bob, even though he's got no chance of winning. I'm a forever optimist. So I'm going to pick Vetus. Because I can't not. And you're right, like, they're long shots, but if they make it to a certain point, he can edit his way through the whole thing. So I'm picking Vetus.
Vetus. I like the Vetus pick because if he gets in a good spot, I think he's got so much potential. The problem is he's just, if I'm out there, I think one of the first guys I'm most afraid of is Vetus Bushkauskas. Kevin, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry. I got to pull Godfrey Manguise. I'm calling you out, Sarah. Terrible pick. It's not going to happen. I mean, he's super likable and he's super, but that's the thing. I mean, he's just he's going to be.
We'll see.
I even suggest maybe even a pre-jury boot for our friend Vetus.
Interesting. Okay, Johnny, what do you think about this? Because Vetus, I mean, he was so good when he was in the game. It just the problem was he was associated with Aris, and that's kind of what brought him down. Are you with Kevin? Do you think that this is we should be calling Sarah out for this selection?
You know what? No, I'm gonna go with Sarah on this one. I think he has the potential to do well. Vetus, he's a well-rounded guy, good player of the game, very aware of what's going on. I think if he can get in with the right people, he has the ability to go far in the game. And I think that he's a likable person. People are going to love seeing him back on their screens again. So I'm going to go with Sarah on this one. I think that this is a really good pick.
Yeah, and the interesting...
get him with get him with some. He's sensitive, thoughtful. Like Shireen and him could hook up, and
he just needs to put a big he needs to put a big meat shield in front of him. I hate to say it, but put a big guy, big target, big personality who's also good at competitions. Throw that in front of you in your alliance, and you're not going to be the one picked off when it comes time to vote people out. So.
Well, Johnny, speaking of the meat shield, what about this guy as a meat shield? Terry Dietz, okay? This guy's on his tribe. Vetus and Terry clearly know each other because Aris and Terry have a relationship from season, whatever season it was, Survivor Panama, Exile Island. I'm going to get crucified for not knowing the number off the top of my head.
Season 12.
12, thank you, Johnny. So, what do you think about Terry as a meat shield? Do you think Terry can be that kind of guy, or do you think he's too old now? Is he going to be, as James Clement once said to Colby, a Superman in a fat suit this season?
No, I think he has what it takes to be that meat shield. He killed it in immunities. I think he's right up there, tied for first place with the most immunity wins. I fact check that someone, but I'm pretty sure he's right up there with a handful of people with 5 immunity wins. I think he's the perfect meat shield to have in front of you. Someone who's going to be a threat if you are not immune or he doesn't have immunity in his hands himself. So yeah, great meat shield.
Yeah, it is to let you know that is it's a 5-way tie for most immunity wins at 5. Colby won 5 in a row. Terry also won 5 in a row. No one has ever done that. Tom Westman also with 5 in Survivor Palau, Ozzy in Survivor Cook Islands, and the winner of Survivor 30, Mike Holloway, 5 immunity wins there as well. Kmart, you're up next, my friend. Who you got at number 10?
All right, I'm staying with my theme. Someone who didn't do very well their first season. My first male. I mean, I can't go all females here. Gotta go to the male side. Give me someone who is not viewed as a strategical threat. They're not viewed as the smartest light bulb in the world. Give me Woo.
Oh, I love Woo!
Whoa, Woo!
I know it's gonna.
Wow.
It's gonna.
No, I'm calling you out, Kev.
Buddy, did you mean to take someone else? Are you
No,
sure you're
listen to
taking
my
Woo?
reasoning for 30 seconds. A strong guy who's going to win some challenges for his tribe. And again, who's going to be out there, oh, we have to get rid of this guy? Nobody. Everyone's like, this guy's so dumb. He took...
But he's strong. He's still scary, beast-wise. The guy's ripped.
But I think...
charming, but,
right.
I don't know if he's going to...
He doesn't give off the persona of a winner, and I think that's going to keep him there a while. So
I see where you're going. I like the track, but I mean, I love Woo. Woo, he's gorgeous. He's my type of Woo. But I couldn't even pick Woo.
Wait.
So I'm assuming none of you guys had Woo high on your boards here.
No.
Not even me, Kev.
Woo is in the Keith Nail zone for me, Kevin.
I might be the worst drafter of all time. We'll see.
Who knows?
But if Woo wins, I look like a genius. I look like the best. Yeah.
But you know what? Here's the thing, and Sarah, you brought up the point that Woo is like a quote unquote physical threat, but like Kevin said, nobody is thinking about this dude as a strategic mastermind. And if you're early in the game, okay, you've got this dude on your tribe. Why the hell would you ever vote out Woo? He's going to be good in competitions or challenges. He's going to help you guys out. He's going to help you win tribal immunity. And then once you can get rid of him later once the merge comes. But even once the merge comes, he's a loyal soldier. He did whatever Tony told him to do. So if I'm one of these people in the game, I pick up Woo and I ride him all the way to the end. And as we saw, Woo, and he's even said in interviews, he's going to follow the ninja code and all this stuff, and he's going to be a nice guy, and he doesn't regret taking Tony to the end and all this BS. I mean,
but that's why that easy, who wants to vote out Woo can easily translate to who's going to vote for Woo, even if he does make it all the way to the end. That kind of mentality, I mean, there's always the chance, and I'm hoping for it too. I would be thrilled to see it. But, I mean, that can relate. That can carry over, right?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. Johnny, what do you think about the Woo pick?
He was on the bottom of my list, unfortunately. But, I mean, Kevin is right in thinking that some of these people who just don't have what it takes can be a really good tool for one of those great strategic players to use. He's very loyal. That is beneficial for someone else's game. And, I mean, he is a physical threat when it comes down to it. He won a bunch of competitions. He can pull out a couple wins if he's pulled far into the game when they're playing for individual immunity. And, maybe he can go far. I don't think he's going to win, nor do I think he has, the strategic ability to get himself to the end. But, we'll see what happens.
Hey. Guys, stranger things have happened, okay? Natalie White has won this game. Fabio has won this game. Who can do it?
Fabio, baby. Fabio 2.0.
If he's in the final 3 with Chase Rice and a sash, then hey, you never know. If it's a bitter jury, Woo could win. He's a likable guy. And honestly, as somebody who voted on the jury, even though my vote did not count, thank you, Sarah Hanlon. Part of the people that in the voting process, you vote for who you like the most. Honestly, a lot of times, and Wu is so likable. I mean, unless somebody is just that much better, but if Wu's against a field in the final three that is, not that much better than him in a strategic sense, I could see him walking away with the $1 million. Call me crazy. So, yeah, Wu is at the bottom of my list, but at the same time, Kev, I don't hate it that much. It's not. I mean, it's not the worst pick in the world.
Oh, I definitely don't hate it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Very, very funny, entertaining. Okay.
He's such a dreamboat.
He is a dreamboat. He was listed, I think, in like Survivor's most attractive guys. You know how they do those photo galleries on the website, and some of them with the women are very well. We don't get into it, but it's just they're not the greatest. It's a little sexist if you ask me. But anyway, we're going to my pick here, pick number 11, and. There's no one that really screams out at me. There's quite a few people here. I'm looking at my list. There's two people that I really like, and at first I thought, okay, I'm going to take the person that I think Johnny is not going to take, but I know most likely Johnny is going to take one of these people regardless. So I am going to go out on a limb. I know he's in tough. He's got a big target on his back, but if he can get with the right people, I think he can put it together. He's got the strategic chops. He's a really smart dude. He's also an RHAP bro. It's my main man, Spencer Bledsoe.
I love this pick.
Spencer Bledsoe. Johnny, why do you like the Spencer pick?
Oh, he is such a... I mean, first off, he's gorgeous. I think he is super cute. I got to give him that, so I've got to tote that. Typical gay guy, I've got to tell him that he's super cute. But you know what? He's a great physical competitor. He knew how to roll with punches. He had cast turn on him and still managed to re-gauge his bearings, win competitions when he needs to. He's the youngest of the group, of this entire group playing, so that's something to keep in mind. Definitely one of my preseason favorites, although I think he's got a lot he's going to have to work against, and he's going to have a huge target on his back. But this is a good pick. I wanted him so badly. Damn you, JB. Damn you.
Yo, at Spencer BGM on Twitter, tweet Johnny at Colatruglio if you're interested in collaborating with him some more. All right, Kev, why did you go with Wu instead of Spencer? Because I feel like in your spot you were going to take Spencer and you chose Wu instead. Do you think that?
No. Actually, Spencer was probably the last person on my list. I think he is the person with the lowest % chance to win this game. Truly, how strong he came across in his first season. He's on a recent season. He was on a season that was very popular. These things are going to work against him. No one wants to. I don't think anyone's going to be like, "Hey, Spencer, I'm taking you to the final two." Ever. He's going to have to connive his way to the final five and then win out. And I don't like picking guys who are going to have to win out. So Spencer was the last person on my list.
Yeah, that's
he's a very good personality.
I agree, and I think this was just a love pick. I just love Spencer so much. Him and Steven, I'm rooting for them so hard, and I really hope they win. There's a lot of people you can root for in this season. It's a great cast, but Spencer's just awesome just because of the Rob as a podcast connection. I'm really, really pulling for him here. Sarah, do you agree with Kevin? Do you think Spencer is the type of guy that he's just going to have to win out if he wants to win this game?
I do. I really do agree with like the contemporary players being seen more as threats, just because it's in people's minds, and the game has changed a little bit. So I do agree there. And yeah, like popular, and he has like Tosh right off the bat. Maybe people are going to see that huge connection that they were so loyal to each other. So it's risky, but as a general pick, I thought about picking Spencer like right off the bat, because if he does reach a certain point and is seen not severely connected to a lot of people, I think that's the perfect kind of like, I forgot Spencer was here kind of underdog story that you could see. Pretty unthreatening person, and one of those people who is really good at having conversations, and like you said, like there was turns, but he never discounted anyone, he never freaked out, he kept his cool, and I like the pick. But I see Kevin's point. That's why I picked right away.
It's a very high variance selection. I think that he's going to be either one of the first people gone, or I think he's going to go pretty deep in the game. But
all my picks are like that.
Yeah, so there we go. There we go. But you're the winner of Big Brother Canada 3 for a reason, Sarah. I think maybe that's why. Okay, Johnny, you're up, man. You got 2 picks in a row.
Oh boy.
I'm crossing my fingers that you do not take the person that I was also considering with the 11th pick, but I've got a strong feeling that you are going to take that person.
Well, okay, so I'm going to go back far. Actually, I'm going to go back all the way to the beginning, and I'm going to choose our runner-up from Borneo, Kelly Wigglesworth. Beast in competitions, was really well-liked. She is a big name, so that can make her a big target because, I mean, everyone watched Season 1 of Survivor. Absolutely everyone. And the other thing about her is, and I think this could be an advantage and a little bit of a disadvantage, she played Survivor when it was Survivor Basics. There were no twists, there were no tribe change-ups, there were no Exile Island, Hidden Immunity Idols, all these things that have sort of become a staple later on in the series. And so I think that is a good thing in one sense because, she doesn't have to think back to when, this happened and it threw off my game. She can kind of roll with the punches as they come. She's been able to watch all of them over the years sort of unfold, and I think that could work in her advantage. It can also work in her disadvantage, being that she just doesn't know how to deal with a large amount of twists in the format of Survivor. So it really depends. I think this is one of those ones that can go either way. She's either going to go far or she's going to be an early boot. So.
And now, forget about twists. Kelly Wigglesworth played at a time in which alliances weren't even a real thing yet. I mean, she was part of the first alliance ever when it was frowned upon in reality television. Sarah, do you like this, that Kelly's going in basically as a new player on a season that is full of a field of sharks and very skilled players? Do you think that people are going to overlook her, or do you think that this is going to really hinder her chances because she's not going to totally understand the strategic elements of this game?
Yeah, I'm rethinking things now because that was going to be my next pick. I think it definitely behooves her because there's the idea that she doesn't know what the new game is like, but she, along with everyone, has watched it and knows, and is going to brace herself accordingly. Was just the most distance and perspective from her season. She doesn't have a lot of pressure on her shoulders, I have to win this. Everyone's expecting Kelly Wigglesworth to win. I mean, I don't think that's the case. So I think she can go in there and kind of just play and see what happens. I see her going far, for sure.
Kevin, what do you think about Kelly Wigglesworth? She had an interview before she made it onto the cast with Rob. She did a lot of second chance interviews, which I'm sure a lot of these people listening to the show heard. And in that interview, Kelly basically said, look, I don't own a TV. I don't talk to anybody from Survivor. I have no idea what this game is like. I haven't paid attention to it. Yeah, sir, she did say that. And also, she said that, what else did she say? She said, I think I can win this game without making any alliances. Now, for one, do you believe her, Kevin? And two, do you think that if that is the case, that she can get away with doing all those things?
No. I don't think she has a very high chance to win at all. But I understand. Again, we're getting down to the bottom of the barrel. We're really reaching our hands in the barrel and kind of scraping the bottom. And I understand. I would have taken her ahead of some of these other people. But she hasn't watched Survivor since she was on the first season, where 40
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, she said I think she mentioned, and I'll have to get fact checked on this.
I hope that's a great cover up. I hope she's saying that and then going into her basement and doing some lab work with the seasons.
Yeah, I honestly think she said she watched maybe a little bit of it after maybe Survivor Australia or whatever, but beyond that, I don't think she's seen much of the show. She was more of the type, and because think about it, right? Survivor, if you got cast on Survivor Borneo, you were cast because you wanted to go on an adventure. You were not cast because, oh my gosh, I want to go on this huge TV show that 40 million people are watching every week, and because I'm a huge fan of the show. No, these were all the first people to ever do it. So I just think that that's kind of the person that Kelly is. But yeah, I'm curious to see and find out after the season if she indeed was lying or that actually is legit and that she just hasn't really watched anything. Now, she's 37 years old now as well, so she's a lot different than she was back then. She was the younger girl. Now she's in her late 30s. So I'm excited to see Wigglesworth 2.0 and to see if she's going to have any different elements to her game or if she's evolved at all, because if she doesn't, I don't know. I think that she's probably dead meat. Johnny, let's hear your next pick, my friend.
For my next pick, my God, we're at the bottom of the barrel, and we're at these people that are left here that are huge names. Some of them are huge names that are going to have huge targets, but I think I'm going to have to go with one of them. I'm going to pick my man from Pearl Islands, Andrew Savage.
Ooh, Savage. Okay.
Yeah.
Why the Savage pick, Johnny? Because I'm curious to hear this.
I mean, he's a polarizing character. You either love him or you hate him. I think, and I might go on a limb and say this, that he totally should have won Pearl Islands if it wasn't for the stupid Outcast twist. But I said it. He was playing a great game. Johnny. He has the potential to do very, very well. He's going to be one of those alpha males, and that is always problematic at the very start of Survivor. Those alpha males become huge targets, and they're sometimes some of the first to go. However, if he can survive that first part of the game, put himself in a really great alliance with some strategic people, maybe some other alpha males, because we know the bros love to hang out together, and you'll have a good bro alliance, right? I'm thinking Andrew Savage, could do well. He could do well in the game. I don't know if he can win. I mean, we're at the bottom of the barrel, but I think he could do well.
Yeah, and that's a good point that you bring up the bros thing and the bro alliance in that I'm looking at the Bayon tribe right now that Andrew Savage is a part of. The men on this tribe are Andrew Savage, who's 51, Keith Nail, 54. Who else do we have here? Stephen Fishback, 36, Jeremy Collins, 37, and Joe Anglim, 25. So it's all like older guys. So I think that as a result of that, he's going to do a good job of fitting in with them. I disagree that, I mean, I guess if the Outcast twist doesn't happen, there's certainly a chance that Andrew Savage is the winner of Survivor Pearl Islands. I disagree that he would win, but who knows? We'll never know. I'm more of a fair play guy myself, but love me some Johnny Fair Play. But I'm excited to see how Savage does. It's going to be interesting to watch him play this game. And look at this, Sarah Hanlon found some headphones. Sarah, I'm amazed.
Scott just came in from work and he said, why did you tear the house apart? And I said, I was looking for headphones. And he said, there were some right on the counter.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Yeah, we were scrambling for like 20 minutes in the pre-show. But Sarah, there's actually a bit of an echo now, even more so. So can you maybe put both in or like turn your headphones down a little bit, if that's okay? Let's see if that helps. Okay. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. Oh, okay. Maybe not. We'll figure it out. It's okay. Hold on. Technical difficulties, everybody. Johnny made the pick with Andrew Savage. Kevin, what do you think about the Andrew Savage pick?
Again, I started watching season Survivor. 10 was my first season. I watched it as a little kid, and I have not gone back and watched 1 to 9. So I'm totally. I don't know who this guy is at all. I've obviously heard his name. Never watched this season.
You're missing out, Kev. You got to go back. I'll go back.
I'll watch the original sometimes, and when I get sick, I'll put it on my TV and just power through them.
Boom. Pearl Islands is one of the best seasons ever. I highly recommend it. Sarah, Andrew Savage, you like it, or do you think that it's going to go down in flames like his game did on Survivor Pearl Islands?
Well, first of all, is this better?
This is much better. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, like again, it's hard. We're hard, but I mean, again, from something like a season that's not seen as like one of the craziest, most backstabby. Like he's not going to be seen. I don't think as so much like this crazy strategic threat off the bat. And so if he can be, especially Survivors has that dynamic where you don't want to kick the strongest, most capable people off right away. He's got like old man strength and he's going to help around camp and stuff. I could see him going for it. Out of all the picks we have left, I think it's a great one.
Yeah, I think that this is, of all the scenarios, I think Savage needed to be in a spot where he can end up being the tribe's leader. And with this setup that he has, I certainly think he can end up in that role because he's one of the older guys and he just kind of he carries himself in that way. I might have liked it a little bit better if he could somehow be on Terry's tribe, because I think that him and Terry together would have been like this the entire season. It would have been like so tight, and it would have been interesting to watch. But alas, they split them up because they're pretty much the exact same.
I literally got them confused like 3 or 4 times there. I was going back.
Yeah, so actually,
and I was like, old man strength. Yeah, that's the old man, right? And I was like, not that old man, the other old man.
The other.
But they're not that old, and they're buff. Like, I just mean.
Oh, Andrew Savage and Terry Dietz. Yeah, both of those guys could wreck any of us in a physical competition.
Could you imagine those two in like a boxing match? Like just.
Ooh. Yeah, I think give me Terry, man. Terry's a beast. That guy's amazing. And Kev, you were thinking, oh, what's Andrew Savage like? But basically what Sarah said, kind of like Terry, a little not as good in the challenges, and a little more of a leader, but not. That's pretty much the character archetype that Andrew Savage is, and we'll see if on this season if they end up kind of having or playing similar roles. Okay, my pick is up next here. Okay, number 14 overall. I am going to go with the last person on my board that I really wanted to grab. This person finished 5th place on Survivor China, and if a few things go differently, I think she wins that season. It's the great PG Law.
Oh, I was so surprised that she had gone this long, and I was like, maybe there's a chance. Good pick.
Thank you, Sarah. I like PG Law. Kevin, you did not watch Survivor Pearl Islands, but you did watch Survivor China.
Yeah.
What do you think about PG?
PG was great, a very, very attractive character. Again, she kind of fits into that alpha female role, and I wish if she can remove the alpha a little bit and just be more of I just remember from that season she came off as a very dominant personality, which made her a fan favorite, which made her very popular. But she's gonna just have to tone down her personality by 30%, and she should be good to go. I was gonna take her next, so good pick.
All right, signs of a good draft pick when Kevin Martin says he was going to take your guy right after you took him.
Come on, I took Woo pretty early. You guys are.
I think most of the people left here, it's like you could want to pick them, but it's just that sense of, like you're saying, like they just slightly rub people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think PG might fall into that category a little bit. Jeff Probst actually did an interview with Entertainment Weekly last week, and he said, talked about people who had 0 chance of winning this game, and PG actually fell into that category. I was actually pretty surprised because I think that if PG ends up with the right people, she's got the mind for it and the skill set to win this game. I don't think she has 0 chance. I do agree, though, she might rub some people the wrong way, and it's going to be intriguing to see how that all plays out. Now, there's no Shane Powers there, so that's good at least. But if that happened, that would have been fun to watch. Johnny, do you like PG? And that was the person that I was thinking of the entire time when you went and took Wigglesworth and Andrew Savage back to back. Why did you not go with PG with either of those picks?
I think that the reason is she's going to run people the wrong way. I don't think she can tone herself down 30%, Kev, unfortunately. And she's going to rub people the wrong way. She was Snake in China. She played an amazing game. She did whatever it took to further herself in the game. Throw challenges, backstab. Was very good with sort of rolling with the punches. She has the potential to be a very good player, but unfortunately in an all-star cast with a lot of big personalities, they're going to clash, and she's not going to be able to tone herself down, and she could be a very early boot and a very easy one at that.
Yeah, that could happen. I would not be shocked if we see PG as the second person voted out. I would not be shocked if we see PG finished in second place. It's, again, one of these high variance selections. Mm-hmm. All right, Kevin, you've got the next pick, my friend. The pool is getting thin.
It's very, very thin. Oh, my God, there's not a lot of equity left with these people, I don't think. I don't really think this person's going to struggle, but I think he's better than the other 5. Gonna put another male on my team. In my opinion, the most beautiful survivor of all time, Joe Anglin.
Yes. Good pick, Kev. That's the best guy left. I think.
Can we just pause a second and acknowledge how beautiful this man is?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, Johnny, you want to take the reins on that one?
Oh my God, gorgeous!
He's amazing, Joe. He's the perfect man. He really is. I mean, and I think that was the other person I was thinking about taking with the PG pick, but my sister's probably going to kill me for not taking Joe because that's Emma's favorite, I think, reality TV person ever, even above myself. Yeah, I think he's got a huge target on his back, but I think that he's really good socially. People might keep him around early on for the challenges, and I think that is something that's really going to help him out. Johnny, what do you think about this? Do you think Joe is in trouble? Do you think he's one of the first ones out, or do you think that he can put it together? Do you think maybe he's so likable and everyone loves him so much that he ends up sticking around?
Yeah, I mean, he was so popular on his season, a very lovable character, very good at the challenges, maybe a modern-day Aussie, so to speak, of sorts. I don't know. He's one of those ones that he could I don't think he's going to go all the way, unfortunately. I think with what we have left, this is the best pick. He could be a middle of the packer, though. He might make jury, possibly. I don't know. It's hard to say. And I mean, my judgment on Worlds Apart is so skewed because I came and watched it in rapid fashion coming out of the house that I don't even know if I really got to absorb what was going on all that much. It's one of those seasons I have to go back and watch again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that the Worlds Apart definitely needs a rewatch, although maybe I'll just skip all the scenes that involve Dan Foley.
Oh my God.
Can we just appreciate Dan Foley for a second here? How amazing is that man?
Oh, great TV.
Best
Fantastic.
So funny. Okay, Sarah, you're up. You got 2 picks in a row.
Not enough gifts, or however you call it, of Dan.
No, there aren't. There need to be
Internet
more.
people get on that.
Well, maybe there were some and we just missed them because we were in the house.
Yeah, true. You're right.
All right, Sarah,
I'd love
2 picks.
Okay,
Here
so
we
we're
go.
getting to
16
the
and 17.
I mean, this is so hard. Okay, so some people I've seen on Twitter recently, like someone like Andy Heron, have been defending this person a lot and saying that if they were a different person, that maybe they'd get more credit. I mean, I normally back people. This person, I don't know if they can be much different, and I don't know if they got a bad rap. But for those people's sake, for an Andy Heron's sake, I'll pick Cass.
Oh my God.
Oh boy.
You just went there, Sarah.
You went there.
I did. Because, like, Kimmy Kappenberg is kind of annoying as well. I mean, like, at least Cass, maybe, again, I don't see what Andy's saying. Basically, he's saying, like, the only reason people saw her as obnoxious and kind of cold was because, she's a woman of a certain age. She should be seen as motherly. I think she, kind of sewed her own, or laid her own bed, or however you say it. I mean, I think she deserves...
Yes, thank you.
I never say this, but I think but maybe she's learned her lesson, and in different circumstances, she did make it far still, despite,
Cass, yeah, she finished in 3rd place, so, that's nothing to, scoff at.
So I'll go with Crazy Cass.
All right. Cass, one of the most polarizing people in Survivor history. Kevin, is Cass a good player or not?
No. God, no. Probably in the bottom 10% of all times, but that's why she's back for a second chance, is because she is such a villain, right? So she is so bad that they put her back on again, basically.
Okay, Johnny, what are the odds of Cass going home first next Wednesday night when we turn on the episode?
I think very, very high odds of the being the first boot for sure. Chaos Cass. What is there that cannot already be said about
that's what it was. Chaos.
Chaos Cass. She made some crazy moves, but you have to give her credit. She went to Final 3. You know what I mean? So she does have what it takes, but I think she's going to be the first person, if not one of the very first few to go, because she's just that crazy.
So nuts. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm with Kev. I'm not the biggest Cass fan. And I'm not afraid to admit that. Sorry, Cass. I'm sure you're a very nice lady, but I don't like the whole Chaos Cass persona, and it just really annoyed me. And maybe it's just because I love Tony so much, and I was more on his side when I was watching the show, but on Survivor Cagayan. But looking at who's left, now we have 4 people left. We have Terry Dietz, Kimmy Kappenberg, Keith Nail, and Abby Maria Gomez. I really do think that, yes, Cass has a very high chance of going home first, but of all those people, I think she might have the best chance to win. Am I crazy?
I think I agree.
So, it's not the worst pick in the world. Now, Sarah, this next pick I'm interested to hear because there's one person left here who I really desperately want, and I know that I'm not going to get this person. So, let's see if you're going to take them here. Who you got?
Last I'm taking Terry.
Terry Dietz. Of course. Of course you take Terry. Terry Dietz.
I'm shocked that I'm able to grab this one, so bottom of the barrel, but yeah, he's the Andrew Savage equivalent. It could be a toss-up, either of them. one of them could go soon, other one could leave. They could, who knows? So he's got the old man strength, like we said. He was all right. Strategically.
He was all right. Okay, Johnny, was Terry just all right?
I mean, in his own season, he was a beast. I mean, he was killing it. I don't think he's just all right. I think he's that alpha male, and historically, yeah, that alpha male character becomes either they become the leader of the tribe and they do well and they go far, or they become a very early target and boom, they're out the door. And I think that there's a potential that could happen with him. Same with Savage. I mean, it's one of those things. It's just how he settles into his tribe and where he goes with it. Of the people left, this is a great person to have, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and Kevin, what do you think about Terry? Because for me, the way I view him is, yes, he was a beast in those challenges. He won 5 consecutive immunities, which is unheard of. I mean, again, only Colby Donaldson has done that. But in terms of the game, he had this immunity idol, this god idol, and he wasn't really able to parlay that in anything great. And to me, he's kind of a first-level he's a surface-level thinker from my point of view. Do you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, I'm on board with all you guys, and I think he's in the last round for a reason. I think he really actually deserves to be here. Really poor socially, and really comes across as harsh and coarse sometimes. At least he did in his first season. Now, if he can come back and kind of be like, oh, I'm an older man now, I've learned, I'm a softer soul, that is the one chance he has. I agree, he's in the last round for a reason, but he's better than the 3 people remaining. So that was a good pick, Sarah.
Speaking of the 3 people remaining, the great threesome that we have left here, Kevin, who are you going to pick? Who are you going to put as your last pick on your team? You have a very interesting decision here.
God, we got Abby Ramirez Gomez, Kimmy Kappenberg, and Keith Nail. Oh my God, not exactly the first line all-stars here.
No, certainly not.
I mean, I'm tempted to pass just so I don't dilute my team, but I guess I have to take one, right? All right. For the sheer, I don't know who Kimmy Kappenberg is. I missed their season. What season were they again?
Australia.
Australia. Okay. But for the sheer reason that Abby Maria Gomez and Keith Nail are so bad, I will take the unknown Kimmy Kappenberg.
All right, Kimmy Kappenberg. Okay, wow, interesting pick there by you, Kevin. I mean, really, at this point, you can't go wrong. 12th place in Survivor Australia. Johnny, Kimmy Kappenberg can be a little bit annoying. However, I mean, it's been a long time since she's played this game, and Kevin is making this pick without even really knowing who Kimmy Kappenberg is. The 3 of us saw Kimmy Kappenberg play, but she's so far removed from Survivor Australia, and it's such a different game now that I feel like it basically is a new player into this game. It's similar to Kelly Wigglesworth when you made that pick. What do you think about Kimmy Kappenberg? Do you think she's got a shot now that Alicia isn't there to wave a finger in her face, or do you think it's going to be a little bit different, or do you think it's going to be the same as last time, and she's kind of a dead woman walking, if we want to put it like that?
Yeah, I don't know. This one's hard. She annoyed me in her season. She's likely going to annoy me this season. She was a complainer. She was useless. She ruined Jeff's game. I don't know what to say about Kimmy, but it is possible, as someone who's been so removed for such a long time, playing a very different game. Who knows? Maybe she could do well. Maybe she can maybe not annoy people, but I don't think that that's possible, just based on the personality I remember her as. And I mean, people change, but we don't change that much, unfortunately. So,
Sarah, what do you think? Do you think Kimmy's changed at all, or do you think it's just gonna be straight?
Well, what hopefully has changed is like the dynamics, that there's so many other crazy out there personalities on All Stars that, I mean, Kimmy Kappenberg isn't gonna seem that bad. The difference between 10 years or however too is, I mean, people have gotten more annoying. For sure.
Yeah, honestly, that's a really good point.
What?
It's a great point, because, yeah, you think about, like, there were no really annoying people. I mean, there were, but, I mean, yeah, what was annoying in 2001 is a lot different in 2000.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Big time.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Maybe we'll be like, oh, my God. She's, like, mellow and relaxed.
I doubt it, but all right.
Amazing. Amazing. Oh, Kimmy Kappenberg. Okay, so Kev went with Kimmy Kappenberg. We're winding this thing down. Ah, the gruesome twosome here. Keith Nail, Abby Marie Gomez. Johnny, you're getting one, and I'm getting one. This is gonna be fun. Can I just pick Max Dawson? I think that's gonna do just as well. I seriously, can I just have Max? I love Max Dawson. I'd love to have him on my team. All right. Sadly, not going to take Max Dawson, who actually now is recently announced is going to have his own Survivor recap show, which is going to be kind of cool during the season. He's teaming up with Spencer McRae, so check that out because Max Dawson's a really cool guy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is going to be cool. Okay, this is so hard.
You know who you have to pick.
I don't.
There's one I secretly want over the other, so let's see.
Okay, guys, here we go. Again, coming back to the likability factor, I'm going to stick to the plan.
You
Keith
have
Nail, baby. Keith Nail. We're doing it. All right, so that leaves Johnny, by default, the last pick in the draft. Mrs. Irrelevant, Abby Maria Gomez goes to Johnny Colatruglio. So this has been a really good draft, guys. I'm very interested. Johnny, did you want Keith? Is that who you wanted to take?
No, I wanted Abby Maria, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, listen to me on this one. She is a villain. She's that big personality. Like, she's so entertaining. Loved her, watching her. Keith was boring and he was stupid and he just didn't know what was going on. I mean, whatever. I mean, at this point, they both suck, so I want the more interesting one. The one that I feel like having drinks and getting drunk with would be a lot more fun, you know?
We're so compassionate, eh?
Oh yes, the kindest. I love how during like my Big Brother podcast, my guests are very like, yeah, like that person's kind of nice and whatever. But when it comes to Survivor, when we're not really ever going to encounter these people are just like going off and they don't care, and Johnny's just like going to town. It's amazing. But
sorry.
The thing with Abby Maria, and the reason why I didn't want to take Abby Maria, is that I just keep going back to her season and her saying to Scoopin, "Oh, Scoopin, he's an idiot and a moron," and like all this stupid stuff, and just calling him out and not even caring. And whereas Keith, at least Keith's a very nice man, okay? Keith's a nice guy. And if he's in the final three and he's against some people, if he's against Abby Maria and someone you don't really like,
and a cast?
Yeah, and a cast. I think Keith wins because he's just such a nice dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if
he
he has
my vote in that final three.
I don't know if he has the capacity to make it there, though. So.
But, again, people...
But, I mean, who else do you want to bring to the end?
Right?
Well, it's true.
It's like
true.
Woo. It's just like Woo. I mean, that's the way I look at it. The difference is Keith just doesn't bring anything to the table for the challenges early on. But if he can skate by and do okay... And I think Keith's not that terrible. I mean, he's still a firefighter. He has to be in somewhat shape. I mean, he's not in the same category as an Andrew Savage or a Terry Dietz, but at the same time, he's not a Dan Foley, who, again, love me some Dan Foley, but he's not like way out of shape. He's capable. He's replacement level for a 54-year-old man. So I don't know. I think
guys, we have to remember here we're debating between Keith and Abby Maria. It's really not exactly like 0% and 0%.
Yeah, exactly.
Which
watch one of these two. Watch us just be.
I hope I come back and bite these words and some fan tweets this to me in like 5 months, right? When we watch Keith hold the All-Stars trophy. I would love that.
Oh my god. No.
Yeah, and then Jeff Probst actually makes a trophy for this season if Keith wins because he's just so happy. And then it just says stick to the plan, and it's just Keith like that laughing, and he's looking at Reed. Oh man, that's amazing.
Oh
all right, well that wraps it up, guys. That's amazing. I really like the teams here. Now let's talk. We can take some questions in a little bit here. We got to figure out what's at stake here for winning this thing. And I did the same thing with Godfrey and Neha for the Big Brother 17 draft that I did, and the winner of that draft is going to be able to tweet from my Twitter account whatever they want at the end of the season, unless I win, and then I'm safe. For you guys, for us, I think it will be fun because there's more of us. I think it would be cool if the winner, whoever has the winner on their team, gets to tweet anything they want from whoever's account they want from in this group. Are you guys okay with that?
100%.
100%, yeah.
A lot of followers from Sarah's account. Sarah's account is being.
All right, so
Yes, that's a great idea.
okay, so we're gonna do it. So the winner of this, so whoever has the winner, is going to walk away with the prize tweet on one
Just
of our
one tweet?
one tweet on one of the losers' accounts. So Sarah, for example, if you win, you can tweet from my account, Johnny's account, or Kevin's account, whatever the hell you want. And if I win, I'll probably go on your account and say something about, I don't know, but it'll be very funny, and I'm looking
I
forward
can't wait. And let's all agree that of 4 people who can take a joke, it's these 4 people here.
Yes.
So let's make this tweet good, okay?
Yes,
That's all
I
Sarah
agree.
thinks.
It's got to be a burner.
Gotta be a good one. Yeah, I actually agree. Like, this is why. I mean, again, the BBCan dorks. We got along so great in the house. Get along great outside because we don't really take ourselves too seriously. So, if we happen to have a tweet go out there, it happens. It happens. Okay, before we get into the questions here, I want to ask you. Actually, you know what? Let's just jump into the questions. Screw it. I'll save this other questions I have for you guys for the very end of the podcast. So let's jump into it. If you guys are still listening live, and there's a lot of people watching this. We've got 124 people watching this live, which is not really that crazy in the broad spectrum of live shows. But in terms of my live shows, it's actually a very respectable number, and I'm actually very impressed considering this is not normally the time that I go with. So I'm very excited to get into this thing. All right, let us jump right in to the questions. The first question is from Mary Duda 444, and Mary Duda says, question, do you think pre-alliances are going to work, or after a day in the island and how the tribes are divided they're not going to matter? Yeah, what do you think about this? Pre-game alliances on All-Star seasons. And Survivor Karamoan, Fans vs. Favorites 2, John Cochran was in a lot of pre-game alliances, ultimately helped him win the game. So do you think that this is something that's really going to help people advance in the game, Kevin?
I mean, it has to play into it a little bit. I just think the chance that someone's going to be annoyed when a pre-game alliance doesn't work out is just such a big factor. If, like, let's say, Jordan, you phone me up, buddy. Yeah, All-Stars, we're going to run this. And then I learn that you gave that phone call to other people. I think the odds of that hurting are just way more than the odds of it benefiting myself. I would pick up the phone. This is the Rob Sesternino. This is what Rob Sesternino said. Pick up the phone if someone calls, but don't be sending out phone calls yourself.
I think that's the move. I agree for sure. Sarah, Johnny, you have any thoughts on that?
Here's the thing. In an all-star season, you're going to have pre-existing alliances. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. And, I mean, we've seen it be beneficial for other players in the past who've come back and played again. And I think it could be beneficial. It really just depends on the situation and how well they laid out these alliances ahead of time. And, I mean, hopefully people don't start to compare notes because then things can blow up pretty quickly. And, hey, that would make great TV, though. So, I mean...
I would be interested to see if they would air the pregame alliances on the show, like people saying, yeah, I had a pregame alliance with this person and now they're doing this, and because we've never seen that on the show before. Sarah, is that something you'd like to see?
Yes. My point there was, because you guys hit everything, would be to, I hope as a fan and someone who doesn't see any of that currently in the edit, or, I mean, what we've seen in the past, so who knows, but chances are they're not going to venture into that because they want to pretend like it's this, vacuum environment. But as a fan, I hope that the preseason alliances fall apart because, yeah, I mean, it sucks that we can't be privy to that. So if I would love to see that, and if you could, then it would be a whole different game, and it'd be awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just throw them without even, if only we lived in a world where you could just throw them out there, sequester them for 3 months, and then send them out so they can't make any of those alliances. But realistically, it's just never going to happen in the age we live in. Okay, next question is from Nina Spong, and she says, you're all BB players. How would your games look like in Survivor? A certain player that comes to mind, Love from Sweden. Nina, I love you so much for listening all the way from Sweden. That is amazing that we have people listening to this from Sweden. I love it. All right, let's go around the horn here. Johnny, if you were to play Survivor, who do you think you would play like, or who's someone you would try to model your game after?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, if I were to play Survivor, I'd be a complete mess. I was bitching and complaining in the Big Brother house about the AC not being on and how hot I was, and so I mean, think about me on an island with a bunch of bugs and. Oh my God, I could see myself screaming, trying to go to the bathroom in the bush. It would be a mess. Who would I be? I don't know who I would be.
Well, you said go into the bath. You said you'd be a screaming mess, going to the bathroom in the bush. So would you be like Bruce from Survivor Exile Island, getting medevaced?
No, let's hope I don't get medevaced. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who would I be? I don't know.
Interesting. Oh, okay, well let's. I don't know. I could see Johnny being like a Todd Herzog type.
That's the only person I was kind of thinking.
Yeah, yeah. I could see some Todd Herzog to your game because socially you're really strong. I would actually say like you're Todd Herzog if like Todd Herzog was better physically because like you were stronger in the challenges, right? And I think that
I'm trying to think of someone who's got that.
Yeah, that's the best one that comes to mind for me. Kev, what about you? Who would you try to model your game after?
Okay, I got it here. I think this is perfect. I would try to model my game off of Aris when he won his first season. You know, strong socially, good competitor. That's what I would try to do, but I feel like I might fall into the Drew Christie category. The really think I'm running the show, overconfident, and then pre-merge boot. Like, believe me.
So then, yeah, Garrett Adelstein then, Kev?
Yes, Garrett and Drew Christie along those lines. I really would be like, oh, I'm the mastermind, and then no, I'm gone right away. That's what probably would happen.
That's amazing. All right, Sarah, who would you model? Would you be Chaos Sarah, or would it be different?
Well, I have a Kevin-type answer where I would love to think that I was playing like a Sandra Diaz Twine type.
Yes.
Just like likable, not a threat, but I'd be Sugar in an instant.
Sugar, oh my god.
Oh my god, so good.
So does that mean you'd be going to rehab too, Sarah?
Oh my god.
Sarah, another one for you. I could see you being a twinnie, like a Natalie, a lot of Natalie.
Oh, that's a good one.
I forgot about Twinnie.
That's a great one.
Twinnie. Yeah, that'd be great if you did that. Oh man. Yeah, I could see that.
Have you guys seen Amazing Race Canada, by the way?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Absolutely good. We need to talk,
Casting
Sarah.
this year is amazing. You guys gotta watch it.
Okay.
Yo, Jessica, Elise, Dan Heaton, if you're listening to this podcast, hit up Johnny and Sarah because they're watching Amazing Race Canada. They've got a podcast they're doing right now on that. So check that out if you want to see some Amazing Race Canada coverage. Also on Reality TV RHAP-ups. And let's quickly wrap this question out. I think it's very clear who I would be if I was on Survivor. Yep. I've been compared to this man many times. I've been called the Canadian version of this guy. It's my good buddy Max Dawson. I am the Canadian Max Dawson. I think I would probably be I'm a mastermind. I know how to play Survivor. I'm great. And then I'd be like the third person out, and it would be awesome.
Throw the immunity challenge, throw the POV. Very similar.
No. Sestranino style.
No. Nobody is don't never put me and Sestranino in the same sentence. That's a very big insult to the Rob that sucks.
Well, see, that's who we would, and obviously we're all gonna try. Like, obviously, I know Sandra Diaz Twine, but that's who I try.
Yeah, I think Max would have been good. I think if Max was on this season, he would have done a much better job. And I know some people might disagree with this, but I think Max really, like, if his equity in your average season, if you're going to play the game 100 times, I think it's higher than the average person would think because he's got a really good mind for the game. Now, speaking of Max, and this is not a question that we got, but it's something I wanted to ask you guys, is there anybody from the, I don't know what we want to call them, the left out 11 that you really wish we would have seen on this season, and who, well, we don't have to talk about who you'd swap them out for, but who in particular would you have liked to have seen? Johnny, who would that be for you?
This is tough. Hold on, I'm flipping back through some of them. I don't know.
Okay, Kev, who would you like to see?
I was crushed. I thought this guy was a lock, and we talked about this a lot. Shane Powers, man. Oh my God! Remember how he used to chain smoke on the reward challenges and talk on his BlackBerry coconut or whatever it was? Amazing entertainment. I really miss Shane.
So funny. I remember first finding out the cast, and I think pretty sure we talked about it that day, Kevin. I was like, how? We were just both like, what? Like Shane Powers did not make it? Like what the hell? What happened? Yeah. Crazy. Sarah, what about you?
I'm not even going to say anybody else because I think there was just a cry of people going like, what? When Shane didn't get on. So that's it. And when he was like, announcing them and going from group to group, that was like the one group you felt confident about, and then no. So,
Nope.
I mean, let's see Survivor Shane Powers style. Just,
That would be amazing. I'd love to see that. Johnny, you have your man, or are we going to roll with the...
No, you know what? I'm looking at all these other ones here, and I'm like, meh. Like, they didn't make it for a reason, obviously.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
Shane for sure. I
Okay.
agree with Shane, but the others, there's no one here that's really jumping out at me.
Okay, because I love a lot of those people in the 11 that didn't make it. T-Bird, Teresa Cooper from Survivor Africa, I think she would have been awesome. Shane Powers, you guys mentioned. Again, huge Max Dawson fan just because he's the American version of me, so I would have loved to see Max give it another go. Jim Rice is another guy, too. I think that if Jim Rice were to play again from Survivor South Pacific, a poker player in the past, he has a weed dispensary, so, I mean, he's got some, he's got some similar interests to some of the people on this podcast. But I love Jim Rice. I think Jim Rice is great, and I think that if he were to give it another go, he would do a great job. A lot of people really don't like Troy Zan, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I just kind of like Troy Zan, so it would have been kind of funny to see him.
So.
He was good TV. He was. So.
and yeah, if we're talking, like, we just had to pick from, like, Kimmy Kappenberg, and so, I mean, yeah, I would have liked to see Troy Zan. I would have liked to see a few of those people.
Yeah, that's maybe when we do Survivor Second Chances 2 for Survivor, I guess it would be 62 or something. I don't know. 31 seasons from now, then maybe we'll see those people. Okay, guys, let's wind this thing down. Let's recap the teams quickly here. So Sarah has a pretty solid team. She's got number 1 overall. She took Stephen Fishback. Number 8, she took Jeremy Collins. Number 9, she took Vitas Bushkauskas. Number 16, she took Cass. And number 17, she took Terry. So that is Team Sarah. Team Kevin is Sierra Easton at number 2 overall, Kelly Wentworth at number 7 overall, Youngwoo Huang at 10 overall, number 15, Joe Anglem, and number 18, Kimmy Kappenberg. So that is Team Kevin. Team JP, number 6 overall, I got... Or no, that's not number 6 overall. This is... Was it? No, that's definitely not number 6. I screwed that up. Number 3 overall, Monica Padilla. Number 7 overall, Shireen... I don't know how to say her last name. I think it's Oskoy. I don't know. Number 11, I have Spencer Bledsoe. Number 14, PG Law. Number 19, Keith Nail. And that's it. I wanted Max Austin, but he's not there. Team Johnny is Miss Tasha Fox at number 5. On the swing, he also took Jeff Varner at number 6. Number 12, Kelly Wigglesworth. Number 13, Andrew Savage. And number 20, Abby Maria. So Johnny has a lot of the old school players on his season, which is very interesting. Which team do you guys like the best, other than your own? Johnny, let's start with you.
I have to go with probably your team, JP. I think you've got a well-rounded team. I think you've got some players on there that could definitely take it all. So aside from mine, I think yours is pretty good.
Thank you. All right. Kevin, who do you like other than your team?
I was actually going to throw it back to Johnny. Just the captain of Johnny's team, Tasha Fox, is so strong to me. Just because... I mean, that really makes it. So I think, obviously, myself. I'm just kidding. But then Johnny after.
Yeah, no, I'll rep for Kevin's team. And everybody else's, I'm jealous of a few of Kevin's picks. The women's dominant. He's got a lot of strong women. My only woman is Cass, so.
Yeah, surprising. I ended up with 4 guys and 1 girl, Sarah. Who would have seen that coming?
Yeah.
And Cass is the woman representing there, so yeah. This is a weird pick for me.
So funny, I love it. Now, and just to get it full circle, I think really what it comes down to, and Kevin brought up a great point, is this is a must-win draft. So the person just has to win. That's all that matters. Nothing else. I love Stephen Fishback. I'm kind of biased, but I really do think he's got a great chance of winning this game. So I like Team Sarah to win this thing just because she's got that anchor at number 1 overall, Mr. Stephen Fishback, the greatest, or the knowingest know-it-all himself. Great dude. Love me some Stephen Fishback. Okay, so winner picks, guys. Let's do this before we wrap things up. Let's go backwards this time. Sarah, who is your pick to win? I imagine it's Stephen Fishback. Yeah, number 1 overall.
Yeah.
Stephen Fish
Doing
back
it.
for Sarah. Okay, locking it in. Stephen Fish back is Sarah Hanlon's pick. Kevin, who is your winner pick?
And from the point that cast was released, I said this girl probably has it. Sierra Easton has the greatest chance to win. You heard it. Kevin Rob Martin called it now.
All right. And we're going to keep this theme going, I think, unless let's see if Johnny changes it up. Johnny, who do you think's going to win?
I'm going to stick with my number one pick as well. I'm going to stick with Tash. I think Tash has got a really good chance here. She played such a great game. She's going to do a great job this time around again.
Okay, and again, I'm also taking my first pick, Monica Padilla. I'm a little bit blinded because I think I'm in love with her, but I just think that she's going to be very underrated. She's got a little bit of Parvy shallow in her game, and I think that that's really going to take her far because I don't think a lot of people are going to take her seriously. Now, a more fun thing. Thank you. Now, a more fun thing, I forgot about this. I should have added this part in. Who do you think is going to be the first boot? The first person voted out? And we talked about this a little bit. Johnny, who do you think's the first one gone? Coming up this Wednesday night, we're going to be right before the Big Brother 17 finale. Who is the first one eliminated?
I think Cass is our first one out, unfortunately.
Kevin?
It obviously depends on who wins that immunity challenge. Abby Maria Gomez is probably the first out.
Ooh, Abby Maria. Okay. Sarah?
I was gonna go with Abby Maria too, or maybe Kimmy Kappenberg, depending. Like it's hard because we don't know how physically fit all these people are at the current moment and how they're gonna pan out in the first few challenges. But I could see one of these women who rub people the wrong way and are seen as not helping the tribe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's probably the direction it's going to go. I'm with Johnny. I think Cass is going to be the first one voted out, but we'll see. You never know. Stranger things have happened.
Francesca?
Yeah, maybe more Cass. I mean, because she's going to rub people the wrong way and is seen as kind of like a shark. So, that's highly probable.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. We have one last question, and this one comes from Jeremiah Yap, and he says, does this mean we'll have the RHAPpy Hour for Survivor starting with this upcoming season? And I am pleased to announce that, yes, we are going to have the RHAPpy Hour for the Survivor season. So I'm really pumped. I'm super excited. I've been holding this information for a bit, and I'm stoked to announce that I will be doing podcasts once a week throughout the season. It's going to still be on Saturdays. Hopefully, I'm going to be doing the live shows, not always, depending on the guest and that kind of stuff. But, yes, I'm going to be doing a Survivor podcast on top of what Rob does. Not always going to be talking Survivor, just depends on the week. So I'm going to try and keep it to every other week. 1 week Survivor, the next week off-season Big Brother discussion, but we'll see how it goes. It depends on how the season is. I think it's going to be really exciting, so I think I'm going to be wanting to talk a lot about Survivor, so we'll see what happens. And because of that, the name of the podcast is the Big Brother RHAPpy Hour. I said that at the start of the show. We are going to change the name of the podcast, breaking news. So instead of the Big Brother RHAPpy Hour, we are now the Reality TV RHAPpy Hour. That is the
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. So now,
that's awesome, man.
thank you. Yes, so that is official. So Reality TV RHAPpy Hour is the new name of the podcast. Most of the stuff's the same if you're already subscribing on iTunes, if you're subscribing to Reality TV RHAP-ups, or if you're subscribing to the Big Brother RHAPpy Hour already. You don't need to change anything in your podcast feed. That'll all stay the same. And if you do want to subscribe, it's the exact same link, robaswebsite.com/RHAPpy Hour. So we'll see how this goes. I'm really excited. I might blow up on my face. I might suck at doing this, but I'm excited. I've been waiting for the Survivor season ever since Jury House, honestly. Kevin and I would play basketball at 2 in the morning and talk about this kind of stuff. So I'm really, really pumped to get into this season, and I'm really excited. And hopefully we'll see what happens, but I would love to have you guys back on the podcast next time to talk about the show, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to get into it. So we need a hashtag for this episode, guys, and I was thinking a good one would be, if everybody wants to tweet us a hashtag team whatever of which team they think, which person has the best team. So if you think that Johnny has the best team, tweet us using hashtag Team Johnny. If you think Kevin has the best team, hashtag Team Kevin. If you think Sarah has the best team, hashtag Team Sarah, or hashtag Team Flats if you want to go nicknames. And if you want to go with me, unlikely but you never know, hashtag Team JP. That would be great. And everybody's Twitter, I'm at Jordan Parhar. Johnny is at J Colatruglio. Kevin is at Kevin Rob Martin. And Sarah Hanlon is at Flats Hanlon. Okay, Johnny, final thoughts before we sign off today.
Final thoughts. I think this is going to be a great season. We've got lots of big game players. I'm ready to see them duke it out all the way to the bitter end. I'm so excited. Bring it on.
Kevy Webby, what do you any last thoughts or anything you want to plug before we get out of here?
For a Survivor season, I always feel like a kid on Christmas morning, and there's that extra level of excitement because it's going to be awesome. Let's go. I can't wait.
Let's go, as the Germans would say. Sarah Hanlon, final thoughts.
Oh, like last season was great. Coming out of the house and having that to watch, so awesome. So I can't even imagine what All Stars is going to be like. I'm pumped. And Jordan, thank you so much for having us on. You're doing such an awesome job, and I'm so excited that you're going to have a podcast on Survivor. And anytime you want me here, it's so much fun. Great. Everybody's got great teams. I'm excited for us all.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Likewise to you, my friend. You're killing it on the House Guest Hangout, and I'm excited to see what you're going to be doing this fall because I'm sure you're going to find some new stuff to do. Sarah Hanlon Show and various other things. So check out Sarah's work. She does a great job. And check out Johnny and Kevin if you haven't already. I'm sure you do. I mean, these guys are all awesome. If you're listening to this, if you're, I don't know, well over an hour into this podcast doing a Survivor preseason draft with these guys, I'm sure you're checking it out. So definitely hit those guys up on Twitter. Really do appreciate you guys checking in, listening to this show. Also, another way to support the podcast, please leave us some reviews on iTunes and some ratings because that really would mean a lot. Go to robhasawebsite.com/RHAPpy. You can do that there. And also, if you want to support Rob as a podcast, go to robhasawebsite.com/patron, and you can learn about how you can become a patron of Rob as a podcast and support the show. Next week, I'm going to be joined by Godfrey and Neha to recap the Big Brother 17 finale. It's going to be a wild night. I'm really looking forward to that. That should drop hopefully sometime next Friday afternoon. And then 1 week from tonight, I will be back for the Reality TV RHAPpy Hour talking about the premiere of Survivor. I do not have my guest locked in yet, but I will let you guys know about that shortly. It should be a great show. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. For Johnny Colatruglio, Kevin Martin, and Sarah Hanlon, I'm Jordan Parhar. Hashtag Team Johnny, hashtag Team Kevin, hashtag Team Sarah, and hashtag Team JP. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Peace out. Ginger Ninja 604. RHAPpy.